all hands on deck. Zambia is at the point where everybody needs to be working. So if you're not bringing women to the table to conduct business, to grow the economy, we will not succeed.
I don't think it's just good enough to ensure that there's a lot of businesses that are owned by women, but we need to see high growth businesses and profitable businesses that are owned by women.
Once a woman makes up her mind, it's very difficult to stop. There's this feeling in them that when I fail, they'll say, it's a woman, we knew she'll fail. So they want to prove a point. To them, succeed is a must.
When a woman is impoverished, then it's the whole family that it's impoverished, and that is a downward spiral. So when you support women, then you're really working in the next generation. Kutoa started in 2009. We're mainly into women's clothes, and that's with an Afrocentric feel. So we take like chitenge, African fabric, and put a modern and a Western twist on it. So we're kind of bridging the traditional world and the Western world to come up with something which is new and novel. The biggest challenge, I guess, that I have had in my industry, I've had to create a vertical industry of my own. I have to employ tailors, train tailors, do the cutting, oversee the patterns, the making, the merchandising, the selling, the distributing, the marketing. I have to do the whole shoot. That's a pretty big challenge.
Jaffa Foods is a food processing business. Our vision is really to manufacture nutritious foods made from local products here in Zambia. I had zero skill, right? Zero in terms of even writing the business plan, sourcing, even the idea around food, about just even running a business. All I knew is I had this great passion to start this business, and I thought it's easy. And actually we didn't know anything, and we lost a lot of money as we went along, but we really believed in what we were doing. And so after 4 years, we're still here.
SME Accounting Services was started in 2013. Our services fall into 3 categories. We provide accounting services, which is more like the core, business advisory services, and also financial management training courses. So in the market currently, there's so much saying about SMEs being the engine of the economy. We've heard banks and we've heard other advisors talking about SMEs being the engine of the Zambian economy, but then that could not match with the services that they provide. So I saw that gap and I realized that SMEs need a lot of help. So I decided to use my skills and experience to try to help SMEs actually become the real engines of the Zambian economies, and to bring that theory to reality and not just mere talk.
My name is Precious Mwaka Mwenga, and I'm the director and founder of Kane Limited. In 1990, we moved into the farm with a bias on animals, both beef and dairy animals. I quickly introduced myself to many people who were in dairy, and they made me attached to what used to be called Head Book Society at the showground. And there I started attending meetings where you meet many big farmers who talk about their businesses. I did a lot of short courses, which exposed me to how to deal with the dairy animals. Then I met this lady. Accidentally, she was shopping at Manda Hill, Mrs. Msokotwane. And then she said, I've been looking for you. She said, I went ahead of you, I went into processing, but I'm doing too many things. Please, can I give you my processing part of the farm, of my business? When you start, we'll talk about paying back. She used to process her products using little drums, and she showed my workers how to do that. That's how we started. And then We were too big for drums now.
Well, there are challenges that are common to both men and women entrepreneurs, such as access or lack of access to finance. I do think there are certain challenges that are unique to women.
One being Zambian, a Zambian manufacturer, and two being a woman, and sometimes both. People didn't expect you to be a manufacturer or an owner of a brand. So there was almost a disbelief that you could deliver. And I think some of it was because we were a Zambian company, and some of it was because I was a woman.
A mother, and whether you have a partner or not, we have a lot of responsibilities outside of the business that probably men entrepreneurs don't have. You don't have to worry about what the children are eating, doing the shopping.
90% of Zambians shop in the informal sector, which means that my Asian wholesaler is an important customer to me. And therefore, if I could not access him, if he could not even look at me because I was a woman, it was a big issue for me.
Most cultures, women, they belong home, in the home to look after the family, while the husband is the men are the breadwinner. And also the Bible really emphasizes that. But where people go wrong, both in the Bible and the culture-wise, to me, the person who stays home was even doing, or is still doing, should be doing even more work than that one who goes out.
I think culturally, the way we are brought up as women, we not necessarily groomed to be very confident. If a woman is very confident, she's looked at maybe being arrogant.
It takes as much work to convince maybe a client or a partner that you are able to deliver on what you are saying than it would take for a man.
When the bank denied me, I felt really disappointed. One, I felt much older than I was, really. Number two, I felt they just didn't want to help me for other reasons, not really that I'm old. Because I've seen big farmers whom I interacted with when we were having these meetings, whom I think they are much, much older than me. And they live on nothing but bank loans. You know, the only thing I noticed, they are all men.
If you're a woman and you're confident, you're looked at a bit cocky, a little bossy. If men show the exact same attributes, they're thought to be successful and confident businessmen. There's a very fine line that women walk that men don't even have to think about, you know, how we come across. I think women are very easily judged in what we do and what we don't do.
Because that's the way society is, but I don't dwell on it. I mean, I think that it is what it is. You know, I'm not a man, right? I am a female CEO running a business in a society which is evolving. There are many real life things. I think you doubt yourself many times about whether or not you should be putting the time and effort in your business as much as you are, and that whether or not you should be putting into other things, into relationships, into family, into study. You know, I think it's a big issue that more women face more than men. I mean, I think the self-doubt, whether or not you should even be doing it at all.
So there's a lot of internal judgment and energy that is wasted in that internal dialogue.
I think also being a woman has made me much more, I'm able to multitask as a woman, and I think it's a skill. You learn it at birth, you do it, you look after your family, your office, your employees, and your customers, and we do it.
We are emotional beings, and that's good. That also helps because for you to connect with your employees, you have to meet with them at an emotional level. That, I think, as women, we do very well.
There's a lot of positive things that we bring to the table like that. I would say that having a partner could have brought us a little bit further, having someone else to open up. And it would have depended on the personality of that person, not necessarily that that person was a man or a woman.
Mami kulibe atindiwe mwanakazi ungagwile nchito.
One great thing that I appreciate with Nyamuka is like after the competition, they didn't drop us like a hot potato. they're still there for support, and we still have access to the business advisors, and we still have access to a group of people to say, look, I'm struggling with this. So that's really good. That's something that we didn't have before as a business. So I think it's opened up my horizons in terms of my head and how I think about going about and doing things, and not being scared of thinking a little bit bigger to expand the business in terms of the production capacity and create the online platform to take the business beyond the domestic market into the regional and international levels. And I think it's something that we would have done with or without Nyamuka, but with Nyamuka we're able to do it in a much, I think, better way, in a professional way, and we're able to do it much quicker.
We had two major issues. The first one was access to affordable finance, and the second one was skill. On the access to finance, they really helped us by finding us a consultant to sort of put together a business plan, our projections, in order for us to look for the right type of strategic investor to grow the business, because we felt at this stage we really wanted a good partner to grow the business. And the second one was skill. And we felt that we needed two really key people, but we couldn't afford them. The first one was a finance manager, sort of a senior person who had worked with fast-moving consumer goods companies, was able to handle an accounting system with multiple products, different pricing, discounts, different customers, and give us a real clear view on the business. Are you making money? Are we losing money? We needed someone with that level of skill. And then we needed a sales and marketing manager who knew about convenience foods, but who also knew the Zambian market in order for us to grow our business.
The support we are receiving under the BDS program encompasses a fund that PEPSED provided to implement the Strong Foundations project. So the Strong Foundations project is a project targeted at small and medium-sized enterprises, which is meant for creation of strong accounting systems and also transfer of financial management skills to business owners. We've seen an increase in the number of clients that we work with, and we've also expanded in terms of staff capacity. We've maintained a lot of stability in terms of staff turnover.
It was up to me to come with the proposals of what I'm lacking most. So I proposed that I want the marketing part of my company to be more exposed. So that's what we are working on. And also, I told them on the energy, that I'm spending too much money on energy. That's one project also we are looking at right now with the PEP Zambia. One, to have the power all the time. Two, at a lower cost. The other thing, they are trying to put a sense of helping other women also to join in, which is very good. And we have started on a small scale, working it on this farm, so that also they can be enlightened and also have financial assistance on them. The results, which I hope will be seen after I'm finished with PEP Zambia, I'll be more exposed. My brand name will be talked as much as other brand names like Parmalat and things like that.
I think investing in me has already changed the situation. There's already 15 more people who are employed on a regular basis that wouldn't have been employed. And it's not just the employment. I look at how much I have grown, and I look at the skill set. The people who have been in the business are growing.
The challenges we have as women, really, they've been narrowed down a lot. It's only that now it's in our mind, but the stage has been really narrowed up, that if you want to, the sky is the limit.
The investment in our company through PEPSED has a huge impact for women, because firstly it shows that as women we can do this, that it's possible for them to realize their vision as long as they're committed and are able to do their work. Because I'm one of the women that PEP Zambia has given this opportunity to, especially as a startup. So that's a big thing for me. And it shows that as a woman, you can do this, and people are out there and willing to help you meet your goals.
But I do think that the more they see you succeed, it becomes less of an issue that you're a woman. I think they're more interested in your delivery, that you're delivering a high quality product when it's needed and at an affordable price point.
I can even give you an example of the loan I was trying to get. They didn't take me serious. But if the same person who refused me the loan, if he came, he'll be shocked. You know, how did she do it? One, we thought she was old. And two, you know, we thought it's a woman from the home, she won't reach anywhere. For a woman, in my opinion, I run a farm with 40 workers, all report to me, you know, and things are moving.